and the current score is, we're just changing the current score is Matthew Bolton's on 916 and Joe Minici's on exactly 300, but he's also on a 32 break at present, and they're very soon coming to the tables. Again, this competition is being played at Snooker World in Auckland, and this is one of the venues where they're going to hold the Auckland World Ranking Tournament in September, and these are the tables we'll be playing on. I wish I'd known it. So, just so you know, we've got sponsors here that are involved with this. Taken in the 8 Ball, Cliff and June Hazelton, VAM Investments, All Card Systems, Outer Limits Entertainment, PIC, which is PIC, BIL Developments, and Rowick 2004. The New Zealand Community Trust has got behind this as well. They're about to start now. Poor Joe waited an hour and a half to play that shot, so that's a little bit frustrating for him. Matthew will play one magic circle shot here for the drop cannon. So far that's 5. Seven, and both balls are very quickly into position. Now, see how clever that shot was? He's just turning them around now. This will be awkward. He's got to play over another ball here. Matthew's on 14. And there we go, he's now back into his pad and stop at the table. During the break, we heard from people from all overseas saying they're actually getting this loud and clear, and they're able to watch some of this wonderful billiards being played. I'd like to say hello to Jim Burke in Scotland, Phil Mumford in England, John and Anne McIntyre in Ireland. And of course we've got quite a lot of our Australian friends watching it, along with the Kiwis watching it at home here as well, on live streaming. For those that might be interested, Snooker World has 2 centre tables. They're actually selling one. So if someone's wanting one of these tables to buy, if they were obviously look up the internet for Snooker World, which is in Royal Oak in Auckland, and very sure negotiations could be handled for you to buy one of these magnificent tables. In the background there, they've got the under-21s playing. Ryan Thompson from Australia is leading Lewis Chan from New Zealand 2-1, and theirs is the best of 11. I'd like to say hello to Peter Gilchrist in Singapore, or from Singapore. I think he's actually in the UK at present. As I've already stated, Peter Gilchrist is the only person living with two 1,000 breaks. He will be here in New Zealand in September to play the New Zealand Open, the Christchurch Open, the Auckland Open and the Pacific International. We'd love to see David Corsier here too. A lot of people wouldn't have seen David Corsier play. He's a sensational player as well. Very nice recovery shots, very nice. He's 99. And there's another century break.
Excuse me.
There obviously some noise in the crowd. There's one must be a phone going, that's just been told. The referee for the second session is Frank Galanos from Sydney, Australia. Huge reputation, Frank, and very much admired by the players. There's the 120 break being broken into. One of the finalists in the Worlds last year, Rob Hall, he'll be very interested in this as well.
39. $142. 45. 657.
That's a very good overall shot from that angle, because from the other angle that looked easy, but the moment that the camera went higher, you could see that that white was quite wide, and you can see the expertise, just the recovery.
52. 55. 57.
He'd be disappointed with that, Matt. He's got to play an in off here. He must have, I would suggest, he either got a kick or he simply got sloppy.
Matthew Bolton, 157.
And the break has just fallen down. 157 was that break.
2. 4. 7.
Pretty sure Joe will just put this down on the back cushion for a drop cannon next for the yellow. He'd be disappointed with that. He just hasn't got that line right somehow. He's still okay. He can still rescue it, but I think he wanted the line to be a little easier.
12. 14. 17. 19. 21.
Gee, that was a clever shot. And now Joe's set up for the drop cannon, where he will bring all three balls together. Yeah, just a bit cold, isn't he? Everything's just a little ugly all the time. Hello. There's one for the TV viewers. Whoever said you need two hands? I did say to you, he's a little different, Joe. He really does have some incredible different recovery shots to most people. Joe's highest break in competition is 377. And I just know that he is... he'd be pretty happy with that. Clearly he was playing the cannon and thought he'd missed it. So wouldn't it be lovely to see him break that here today? The table's certainly good enough. The player is certainly good enough. He's gone through the 40 barrier, and I'd like to say hello to Arthur Wynne if you're watching this, Arthur, in the early hours of the morning.
47.
Good shot, Joe.
49.
Classic example of you sort of get an ugly shot, and because if you do get up, it makes the next one just a little ugly as well. Bad luck, Joe.
Joe Minici, 49.
Would imagine that he's going to play direct cannon here and work the red. No, he went for the hard pot. There's quite a decent crowd up there watching these two games. We've got a nice stand up there, and with our sport, we're not so much into 20,000 seats to sell or 40,000 or trying to get a crowd of 80,000 or anything. Because I guess we didn't have football pitches to look after. But more our crowds are more TV orientated. We're not needing, as I say, 20 to 80,000 bums on seats. But instead, we probably get somewhere up to 9 million people watching some of these exclusive games of snooker you watch on TV. Did speak to Nick Mills at Sky Sport about putting this on Sky Sport this year, but with the cricket on, of course, that's taken precedence at present, and hasn't that been a sensation too? It really has been terrific, that snooker. It's a revelation actually the way it's gone on here. Just talking on the cricket, obviously, everyone's loving it over here in New Zealand, and I'm sure they are around the world, especially the cricket playing countries. But with reference to the billiards, I don't know if a lot of you know, obviously you all know and heard of, well, arguably the world's greatest billiard player, Mortal Lindrum. But I read an article the other day that said that Don Bradman actually made a duck, and it was in billiards. Bradman admired Lindrum and had said to plenty of people, "Gee, isn't he a beauty?" A charity game was organised between the two, and the Don was smiling after a break. After the break-off, he'd left the balls dead safe in baulk. The happy Bradman then watched Walter Lindrum, said to be and is, well, I believe, the greatest billiard player ever, play a several cushion cannon, continuing to flow through the 100 mark, then the 200 mark, and when Bradman was asked how many did Lindrum get, he replied, "Actually, no one knows. They stopped counting when late into the 200s, and we just watched and enjoyed. I never even got back to the table in the whole evening." So it just shows you, yeah, back in those days the people were very interested in the billiards and of course the cricket at that time. Interesting enough, it's said that Lindrum was a very good cricket player even at 11, but he went to billiards, and I think one of the reasons was when it rained it didn't matter. And one of our other greats, arguably in modern times the best player we have at present, Mike Russell, he used to play cricket, and as a youngster he one day got rained out and he popped into the snooker hall and he started to play billiards in the snooker hall. And the story goes that someone there spotted that he was a huge talent, Mike Russell, and they went and saw his mum and said, "Look, if this kid plays this game, he will be world champion." And of course, as you know, he's not just world champion, he's several times world champion. And I think it's fair to say he could be the benchmark in our game of current times. Matthew's just into the late 70s here. This will take him through 80. Here's Postman's knock. See that rat-a-tat-tat? An unbelievably highly skilled action. Guess Sethi, of the famous player from India, and what a nice guy he is. Again, someone you take home and meet your mother. He used to play Postman's knock. He was probably considered one of the better players of Postman's knock in our game of billiards in modern times. He is a 1,000 break player too. On memory, I'd be a few out here, could be, but something around about the 1,258 points. Geet played in the World Champs in New Zealand in 2001 and actually won them. He got an 856 and a 636 back to back. He played another Indian called Ashok Shandelia. Ashok had been waiting all that time for a shot, and he stepped up and got a 333 break. And I can honestly tell you, the whole of New Zealand that were watching at the time we just fell in love with Ashok. To think that he could sit there for so long and have the bottle to stand up and get a 333 break after virtually sitting cold, and that takes some doing. Matthew's gone past 100 break here. Postman's knock, very nice shot. See his yellow ball spinning there? Rat-a-tat-tat again. We're hoping to get get out here for the New Zealand Open in
121.
September. But at this stage, we haven't had that confirmed. Well, retired's not the word, but he's not playing as much these days. Well, having said that, he does love New Zealand, so he could come. Wouldn't that be sensational? 3-1, the 3 current world players have got 1,000 breaks, all here in New Zealand for the New Zealand Open. It's a clever shot. Good shot, Matthew.
39.
The NZBSA, New Zealand Billiards Association, are currently lining up sponsors for this event. The New Zealand Open, the 4 World Ranking Tours we're holding in New Zealand in September. Clearly, if there is a sponsor that would love to get involved with the sport, remembering that 800,000 people in New Zealand have held a queue, that's sensational numbers. We would love to hear from you. NZBSA do have their own website, www.nzbsa.org.nz, and if you just wanted to, our president is Alan Paris, or if you like, you could email me, waynecarey1@clear.net.nz, waynecarey1@clear.net.nz. If you want to know the spelling of Carey, all you people listening to this might know my niece. My niece is Mariah, the favourite singer of many people from the US. By the way, I'm a favourite uncle. So if you want to know the way to spell Carey, that's the way to do it. This is great, isn't it? I talk to people about champions of different sport, and I guess the way I explain it is you get people like, well, everyone can walk, everyone can run, but then you get Usain Bolt, and this is what this game's like. Everyone can hold a cue. When you get Ronnie O'Sullivan, Neil Robertson, and the list just goes on and on and on. And in the billiard fraternity, we get Mike Russell, we get Peter Gilchrist, we get David Coors, we get Rob Hall. Obviously here we've got this young chap here coming through, Matthew Bolton. That's the difference. It's what makes you better than anyone else. Matthew's just gone through the 200 barrier again. Let's hope this is his 1,000 break. In modern times and for New Zealand, our best performed player's got to be Dino Kane. He made a last 18 in the world. He was ranked in the top 18. But he's also, by the way, see, people don't know a lot of these things because in this sport people don't brag about themselves, or the newspapers simply don't follow it hard enough. And again, I hope the newspapers are listening to this, because you'll be surprised just how many people do enjoy the sport. And again, our problem is we don't need bums on seats, so we don't have to push anyone or deliberately try and make our sport bigger. And again, we're not broken down sportsmen trying to retain a living on the radio. So we're still busy playing us, old chaps. But our best player would have been Dean O'Kane. He has been 3 times World Masters champion. Now you can talk about World Masters or Masters, but these players that are playing are top players of yesteryear. And he's won it 3 times. For those that are interested, Dean is now into real estate. And he actually runs out of 2 offices. He runs out of the one on Waiheke Island. Ray White's, he runs their offices. And he also is involved in the Auckland office here in the middle of the city. He handles mainly the high-end properties. But again, he's a snooker player. He's a Q Sport player. He's very easy to talk to and very easy to talk to. So if you need the property, you couldn't go too far wrong ringing Dean O'Kane. I won't give his number up over the internet, but there's no reason those that really want to look it up can do so by just simply going to Ray White's and you look for the Waiheke Island, or look to see their personnel and you'll see his name and face there. We were trying to get him to play in this, but his business just going that good, that's just a bit hard. We even tried to get him into the snooker reads, and 6 reads in the snooker, but it just didn't. At this stage, I'm not sure if he's playing or not. We're hoping to get Mike Russell here, as I think I've already stated, in September. And at this stage, there's no reason why he shouldn't be here. I know he does love New Zealand. Mike, he's been here several times actually. And we just find him a terrific guy. Mike has something too that a lot of people don't have. A lot of world greats or champions or geniuses don't have. Mike has the ability to coach. And I've actually been with him when he's been coaching, and he's just got it. One-on-one, he has just got it. He puts the person at ease, and that's a skill. He was coaching in Qatar for several years. And at the present time he's having a bit of a rest, and I believe he jealously, and I say very jealously, he might be doing Malaysia. He might be coaching in Malaysia. So if you suddenly see the Malaysian players' snooker abilities becoming sensational, you'll know the reason why. He very nearly got here in New Zealand to coach, but Qatar come up with an offer that you couldn't refuse. Qatar, whichever way you want to call it, and he ran with that. As a person, I'm very jealous that he's coaching overseas. That's a lovely shot, Matt. That's a really nice shot. Beautifully controlled. What a shot to get your 300 on. That's another thing too. The beauty of the New Zealand Open is run in September. Well, the finals run in September the 27th, as you know, and this will be interesting. Watch how he works this one. He missed it. Wow. Wow, he's not happy either. What a lovely break. Obviously I can call the scores out to all the people, but you can see it anyway, and for a lot of you people that already know how the game is played, you will really appreciate this, and you'll understand why I don't want to call every scoring shot. So as I'm talking to you now, this year we're hoping that Grant Hayward will play in the New Zealand Open. Grant Hayward has the Lucky Lotto shop in Devonport. Anyone who wants to buy a Lucky Lotto ticket, Grant Hayward's got them, and also you can talk to him about billiards. See, there's another point. Just another nice guy. That's twice off the black spot, and
9.
the red goes on the blue spot. Oh, just put over that. Just got a result from the under 21 snooker. Best of 11, Ryan Tomlinson from Australia is currently 5-1 up against Lewis Chan of New Zealand. And Ryan, in fairness, Ryan did look the favourite going to this tournament. And again, Lewis is still going to school. Goes to Avondale College. So Lewis Chan will be all the better for this experience. But it's all very, very good. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure we'll get Jason Colebrook over here too. Jason Colebrook was a semi-finalist in the New Zealand Open and the Hamilton Open last year. He'll be coming over, and we're another past Australian champion, Frank Humphries. He'll be here as well. Honestly, we could have 50, 60 players here. And the good news is, any one of them could possibly win this, although you would have to say the favourites would be the 1,000 break players, plus another handful like Matthew. See, there's another point. Matthew's ranked number 4 in the world, which in theory, arguably, as always, that means there's 3 more better than him. So there's 3 more for you to watch on Sky Sport TV like this. Whatever you do in September, make sure you're watching. If you're getting married, cancel it. Put it forward by about 2 weeks or behind about 2 weeks so you can watch this game in September. Well, there's an interesting argument too for a lot of the listeners. What other sports in the world can New Zealand get the actual number ones, the actual current world championships? This is how much people like, in this sport, in Q sport, like New Zealand. Fantastic. Again, don't want to run down any other sport, but as far as Q Sports goes, for those of you watching, can any of you give me a sport that has a skill level of a 147 in snooker? People have argued at 1,000 break in billiards, which is 400 consecutive scoring shots. But to my mind, it's incredible. To my mind, snooker, it's 36 perfect shots. It's 36 holes in ones. If there was golf, it'd be 36 brand new cars. 36 brand new Lexus.
58.
Wow. Wouldn't that be something? And that's the beauty of snooker. People have argued that maybe a 9-dart finish. I agree, it's sensational, but you're playing it from where you're throwing your dart virtually from the same line at all times. In snooker, you've got 2-inch shots, 6-inch shots, 6-foot shots. You've got to manoeuvre balls around the table within a 12-foot by 6-foot radius. Between balls, speed of the cushions, you've got everything to judge. think he'd be a bit low here to where he wanted to be, Matthew. I think is he going to slam this in and go up 3 cushions? Yes, he is. 1, 2, 3. That's a wonderful shot, Matthew. Take a bow.
81.
Wonderful pace. That ball had to go about 3.5 feet.
84. 86.
For those you didn't, obviously, I don't know if you can see the screen, but Matthew's currently on 1384 with a break of 89,
89.
and Joe Minici's on 390. Joe hasn't played that bad. Just that
92.
Matthew is warm and he is playing superbly.
94. 97.
That's a wonderful weight. In the Oceania, snooker will be held with the men's starting on next week, actually, on the, I think it's about the 25th. There's 66 entries, and seriously, there's several of those players who all got a chance of winning the Oceanias this year. But again, the winner goes straight onto the pro circuit. So that's why these are so valuable, winning these Oceanias.
14. 17. 19.
I did think we have an international rule. It's called the 80 balk line rule. I did think they were playing it at the Oceanias. As a matter of fact, our president, Alan Paris, said it would be because we thought this was IBS, to be played under the IBSF rules, but they're not. And in the New Zealand Open it will be. So players between 80 and 100 on the 80, example, they're on 80, the referee will call balk line ruling on 80. He's got 20 points where his cue ball must go over the balk line within the next 20 points. And what that does, it sort of just stops this such repetitious. What's happening here? I mean, the skill level of this is just, anytime you like preview cue is out there, the good news is you can hold a cue.
45.
Have a crack at this sometime. So yeah, so we'll be playing the 80 balk line rule, and if the player gets to say 179 pots already, he's on 182, the referee then says balk line ruling on 180, and his cue ball then has to go in and out of balk. But again, the pros are that good. They manoeuvre the red to the pocket. Mike Ross is probably the best at it. He manoeuvres the red ball in the can of the pocket, then he just pushes through the red ball, sends his ball in and out of ball, comes back to the top of the table.
161.
I think Mike Russell, no one's actually had 1,000 break under the balk line ruling. Mike Russell's got the highest, I believe, of 957 under the 80 balk line ruling.
66.
We talked to the New Zealand
69.
TAB, the New Zealand bookies over here, and we're trying to get them to give us odds for a 1,000 break under the new balk line rules being made in September. At this stage, they're definitely taking bets on winning and losing, but I think they're just a little not really sure because it's not a game they've seen a lot of. And hopefully they watch a bit of this, they'll understand.
79,
For those that are listening to the
182,
forward ranking tournaments are being held in New Zealand in
35,
forward rankings are being held in September, Christchurch 11th to 13th,
7,
and then the following Thursday, which is the 17th, 18th and 19th is in Auckland.
190,
On the 20th we drive down to Hamilton for the 2 world ranking tournaments down there, and EBOS 2 is the first one, the Hamilton Pacific International, and then after that it's the biggie EBOS
5,
or the major 5, and the prize money be matching all of these too, by the way. We didn't get enough work off that one, but we'll just see what he works out here. Backhand's gone up high. Yeah, clever shot. Gee, that's a clever shot. And so yeah, so New Zealand opens on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd is the EBOS 2 Hamilton Open, Hamilton Pacific International Open, and then obviously on the Thursday the 24th, Sunday the 27th is the New Zealand Open. And might be a good time now to mention every year we take the players to the Cambridge Night Trots. Spoken with Mike Weston down at Cambridge, and they just want us again. So this year we're endeavouring to do some much bigger things with Mike Weston and the Cambridge Trots. That's a good shot. And Mike Weston, Cambridge Trots, and
14,
again, we'll take all the sponsors. We hope to put a world champion on all the sponsors' tables, or at least a top 10 player in the world. And it's a nice, relaxed evening out with the players when they're not competing. Obviously, when the guys are competing, they're not quite as relaxed. Gee, that's a great shot, man.
120,
But they're relaxed, and as I said to you, all these guys you could take home to meet your mother.
22, 95,
When it rains in our sport, we don't care.
28,
We still play.
231,
Strange enough to say, though, you do feel a difference in the tablecloth. It's just a fraction heavier, a fraction wetter, and therefore the
33,
the balls don't bounce off the cushions as much. It's 236, and there's still an hour and 12 minutes to go. Matthew's currently 1,384. For those that, when he played up in Bribie Island, he scored 25.75, 2,575 points in the 4 hours up there. So if he was to get his 1,000 break here, you would think that he would pass that.
44,
Gee, fancy Matthew getting 1,000 break here and getting a 147 in the snooker. Wouldn't that be something? I'd be disappointed with that. Just a moment's lapse in concentration. Let's see what he does to get out of this.
48,
God, that looks easy. I think that's covered the spot. I don't think that'll go on. By the way, for the listeners who don't know, if this red won't go on the spot, it goes on, well, I call it the pink spot. Unfortunately, a lot of people have different names for them, or they're quite annoyed by those names, but It simply goes on it's got another name called the pyramid spot. But realising that most people don't always watch, but are more inclined to watch snooker than that, I just feel at the pink spot they understand, the pyramid spot they wouldn't know. Only 10% of the people watching would know what I was talking about. Now that's his head. That pink spot becomes 2 off the pyramid spot. So it acts like being 2 off the bottom spot or the black spot, so it goes back onto there. If he plots this, it will go back on the pyramid spot again. No, he didn't. He threw his arms in the air a wee bit there, I'm not sure why. 1643. Joey's 1643 to 390. Make no mistake, anyone who's watching Joe will be hurting right now because I know that he was hoping to perform better than he has, but he keeps coming to the table cold. It just makes it that much harder. He clearly played for the in off there, and he's got second prize. This is a tough shot. Yeah, that was a tough shot. Well, he'd be a bit beside himself too because he's left his ball down by the black spot. Matthew only has to work the reds easily now. There you go, in 2 shots he's going to be back at top of the table. The Southern Hemisphere desperately needs a world champion in the sport. We've got one obviously currently in Neil Robinson in the snooker, but it'd be wonderful if we could get one in the billiards as well.
11. 14. 16.
Robbie Folvari, who has won from Australia, has won several billiard championships.
21.
He is now mixing his games too. He's playing mainly a bit of pool and a bit of 9 and 10 ball. Sensational player. Robbie Folvari has got the reputation. Here's an interesting one for you. He has the world reputation that even the great players will say to you, if they had to have used someone to play the shot for their life, they would all use Robbie Folvari. Now, is there a better rap than that? Mike Russell, Michael Ferreira, world champions, Peter Gilchrist. They all say of all the players playing, they will call on Robbie Folvari to take their shot. Unbelievably methodical, Robbie. Come up in a tough world. He came up when Down Under wasn't considered to be billiard players, and it was just that much harder for him to be recognised. That's a nice touch.
34.
Yeah, there's lots of stories I could tell you here. They're flooding into the brain, and I'll give you one anyway. Robbie was in England playing snooker, and he had a crowd that was sort of backing. They were setting up games. And one particular time he played a young gentleman who apparently was only 16, snooker player, came from Scotland, and he played him. Now, I know Robbie won. I don't know if he was down 4-0 and won 5-4, or if he won 5-1. But Robbie won, and when the young Scotsman was beaten, he was in tears. And for those that want to know who that player was, his name was Mr. Stephen Hendry. So So doesn't that tell you how good Robbie was? Mind you, that young fellow was only 16 at the time.
61. 63.
It's about 3:30 here in the afternoon in New Zealand, Friday the 20th of March. It's a lovely day outside. Yeah, it's probably a bit cold. I know you people in England listening, it's pretty cold at present. I think it's about 22 degrees. Yes, we're into our autumn now. For you players that come out in September, can I suggest that you guys do make sure that you bring it's New Zealand can get 4 seasons in one day, a little bit like Ireland actually. Gee, that's a nice place too. But they can get 4 seasons in one day, or New Zealand can. Gee, that's a lovely shot. Have a look at that. And so make sure you got pullovers and jumpers in September. Hope to see Mr. Peter Shelley and Paul Dunning out here again this year too. Of the Indians, we're expecting quite a nice crowd coming over, especially from their group. We obviously the current champion Pankaj Advani, and again a very nice young man. This sport's just full of them. Rupa Shah is another one. Rupa Shah is a world champion. Dhruv Sidwali, Alok Kumar, Devendra Joshi. We thought we might get Devendra Joshi living in New Zealand as a coach, actually one part of it. Ashok Chandelier, and then there's Bhaskar. If Bhaskar ever ran out of a job, he could be a movie star. He makes Brad Pitt look ugly. He's another young fella too, Saruv Kathari. He's just a nice guy. And his dad is actually coach of the Indian team. Manoj Kathari has actually been a world champion. And here's the funny bit, he was only reserved that year, someone pulled out, and he won the world championship. That just gives you an idea of the talent that India have. There's actually they're just loaded with players over there. Another lovely player, Siddharth Parakar. He is another lovely Indian player. We're expecting all these guys here, and of course we've got a little bit of a favourite here, Sashra Pandya. We want him here as well. He came last year. And again, respectful, lovely young Indian man. Good player too. When you mention names like this, you're always scared of missing someone. And that's another reason why it's quite so. Anyone that I have missed out, I apologise. And while I'm sort of thinking of all these players, young Agarwal, his dad was a great player, and now his son's come through. Aditya Agarwal. Arun was the player, he's the father of young Aditya. There is a current world ranking list, and it's run out of England. Fairness, then they started up and they're keeping it going. We need something like this in the sport. Just for the readers, Peter Gilchrist is currently number 1. David Corsia from England. We just tried to get a breeze here, I think. Yeah. Is currently number 2. David Hall, another lovely young man. Sensational player. He's number 3. The gentleman watching at present, Mr. Matthew Bolton. He's number 4. Paget Varney, last year's champion, number 5. Phil Mumford, another Englishman. Now, Phil's a tremendous player, but he is into administration as well, and to think that he is number 6 in the world and having to do administration is incredible. And then we have a row of the Indians. At number 7, Rupert Shah. At number 8, Dhruv Sidwali. At number 9, Alok Kumar. At number 10, Devendra Joshi. At 11, Ashok Shandilia. At number 12, Bhaskar. At number 13, Saurav Kathari. Actually, at number 14 is Chris Taylor from England. And then there's just so many others. Nailan Patel does play out of England, but he was brought up in the game in India. Gee, might be able to get out of this. This will be interesting. Let's see what he does here. Mike Russell, the king of billiards, hasn't been playing. Oh, they're touching, are they? Oh, here's an interesting. Now, a lot of you won't know this rule. The balls, when the cue ball is touching another ball, the balls have to be spotted, and they go into the current position. Now, to billiard players, this is really quite a natural shot. It's just a long enough, but you more or less set up the drop cannon next. There you go. There's the in-off. He's missed it. Now, the reason, there's lots of reasons for that, of course, but one of them is that he hasn't had to play a long loser for a while. So he's missed it. And of course, it's a brand new cloth, 6811 cloth. And it is unlike Matthew to miss those admittedly, but that I think would be the reason. Just got word here from Peter. Peter's our electrical engineer here, and he is just going to tell me that Ryan Thomason from Australia is the 2015 2015 Oceania under 21 snooker champion. He actually won 6-1 against Avondale College young man Lewis Chand. Sorry, as I'm saying this, I'm watching the billiards as well, so it's just but obviously Lewis has still got another 4 or 5 years in this grade, so it'll be interesting both these players are now just missing ones they wouldn't normally miss. There should be a long loser into the left-hand pocket here. Yeah, he's got the spread right here now. Now he's got either an off in the red, or will he pot the red? No, he'll pot the red and come down straight for the top of the table. That's brilliant. Now he's gone an off, I tell fibs.
6.
Looks like you play another magic circle. He's trying to bring this up for the pot. That's what he's trying to do here, and I suggest he's got it now. He drifts this down past the pink spot. He may come off the back cushion. Yes, he has, and that can be difficult at times. Oh, it's bounced enough. Yep. To see how he manoeuvres us here. Us Kiwis, we don't, as I say, play a lot of the top of the table, so we're watching what they do here. How they save the shots, how they manoeuvre. See, he never knocked that wide away. That's a lot of skill. Clever shot, Matthew.
25.
Well, he'd be annoyed with that. He's still got a recovery shot, but he was trying to get a pot red there. It's no problem. One shot later. Watching this will be a lot of people from other sports, and I can understand that. Or, as I say, all sports are great. But have a look at this.
34.
No concussion, spinal injuries. He's great. To say that he's not going to get another, none of the bookies would take a bet here. He's definitely going to break a 50 here straight away. Oh, there was a nice brush, wasn't it? There was a real Mike Russell brush. Just a little awkward. See what he does here to recover this. Potting the red's not the problem, it's getting... Yeah, he decided to go that way. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. He's back at the top. 3 shots. 4. Sensational. Absolutely sensational.
59. 61.
See, although he got it wrong for that pot, he could just easily go and off and set the red over the middle. You'll play magic circle here with the intention of trying to set up another pot red in one of the middle pockets. And there it is.
67.
Now you play another magic circle here. One shot later. Top of the table. Still 51 minutes to go. And suddenly he's on 78 and he doesn't want to give up. Obviously he's having a bit of a toy there with the referee. See, there's another guy, the referee.
81.
Frank Galanos. Just a really nice guy. I guess they're not spoiled by stardom or whatever you want to call it. None of these guys are prima donnas.
86.
Yeah, it's a little ugly now. You look to screw back in the middle there. Oh, you got to do a punch cannon here. Yeah, that's clever. He's almost got the blue balls together. One big bounce with that white. He's got two balls top of the table. But I think he's still got a recovery in off here. Now let's watch what he does here.
92.
This is ugly. Good eyesight for this, by word. No, he didn't go for the cannon. He went for
Okay, Bolton, 92.
the other shot. Yeah. Another one that we will have at the World Champs. Oh, I don't think he's played this hard enough. Although the back cushions are.
4.
Yeah, he must have got it. Yeah, the back, steel back cushions. Gary Oliver, 11 times New Zealand champion. He'll be at the New Zealand Open, the Christchurch and the Auckland Opens and the Hamilton Opens. So.
8.
Let's see what Joe does here. Everyone watching, make sure you know this Joe's a wonderful player.
12.
Okay.
15.
Gee, it's a cruel game, isn't it? Should get 10 quid for doing that. For missing that shot, you should get £10. It's virtually impossible to miss. That must have been once off this black spot. No, it couldn't have been on the spot. Yes, it was, yeah. Now there's another, see that? The referee got it wrong, but the player told him that the other, he didn't want to cheat the player, or he's missed the shot too. But he didn't want to cheat. Unlike those other sports, where they knock a ball on, I didn't, honestly, ref. Or take a dive when you get knocked over in soccer. Honestly, anyone watching, this is the sort of sport you want your children obliged to. Yeah. Gee, that's cruel. Gee, that's cruel. Look what look. Obviously tried to breeze touch the red so he could put it in the middle. Put the yellow behind the black spot. There you go, he set that up for the drop cannon and should have all the balls top of the table in 2 shots.
10.
There's one. I should go and take a lotto ticket, I'm psychic. There you are, he's at the top.
23. 25.
He does not want this on the cushion. Oh, that's good. Still a tricky shot. Double kiss is what he's got to miss here. Oh, good shot.
29.
There's another corresponding angle. Actually, this is not an easy cannon. Would he go for the pot here? Would he be going for the cannon? Yeah, he went for the pot.
Matthew Bolton, 35.
Wonderful cannon, Joe. Well, this is interesting. Let's see how many he takes me to the top. So that's 1. That's 2. It's 2 shots so far. 3.
7.
4.
9.
Little ugly now. Or he could be top here in a couple now. No, he's gone the other way. 5.
12. 14.
6 almost. Yeah, just now any decent kiss on that red, and he was at the top of the table in 6 shots from an ugly position. Nice cannon.
16.
So that's 7 shots.
Minici, 16.
And never got there. Matthew does not want to pot his opponent here. He can and carry on, but he's only allowed another 14 hazards. So, or another 14 scoring shots. So that white looks like it's going to be possible to manoeuvre anyway, which is what he's looking at. Wow, what a pot. Can have trouble keeping this wide out. Yeah, bad luck, Matthew.
10, 12.
Oh, I would suggest that ball moved with the map there, moved to the left. He almost clean missed it. But it's a pretty good safety shot. Now here's where he's got to play out of the balk. He's got to play over the balk line. See the ball come back? And got to count him. Wow, that's a lovely shot. Good on you, Joe.
Minici 4.
Sorry, what's that? That was almost really sensational. And I would suggest he's going to be all at the top of the table in another 1 or 2 shots. Actually looking forward to tea tonight. My bride of 47 years. We're having lamb rack tonight from the Mare Butcher. Yeah, we just enjoy his meat. Actually, that's an interesting comment too, I guess. I used to be a butcher and I buy my meat from the Mare Butcher. I'm retired now, of course. So Sir Peter Leach and his shops. Does a lot for sport, Peter Leach, but always has done. It's not just always rugby league either. He'll support lots of sports. When I played in my very first New Zealand champs, I think it was 1997. I got a text, or in those days I used to do faxing. I got a fax from Sir Peter Leach. And the fax read, if anyone can, a meat man can. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Played another gentleman which I've already spoke about, Dave Meredith. And he, seriously, I think it was 22 minutes before I scored my first point. I think he got back-to-back hundreds. Again, but he played this type of game. I guess that's another thing too with Gearsport. We don't care if you're dual coded. We actually endorse it. The fact that you play Billiards this weekend, 9-ball next weekend, and the weekend after you play cricket, we're not dirty on you. We're actually impressed because we know the skill that you have to be playing at to play these sports. We actually appreciate the fact in Q Sport that you're able to play in all these 3 different codes. Yeah, I don't know if this is I've heard that SBW plays a pretty good game of pool and snooker. It's a pretty good cueist apparently. Gee, dare I say it, will he, when his time runs out on the Gladiator Sports, would he try to win a New Zealand Championship at snooker or pool? Or even English billiards? Gee, that's a nice shot, Matt. That's a wonderful shot. For those of you living in New Zealand or in Auckland, between now and Sunday week, it's all snooker. 6-ball men and women's. And of course the 15 reds men and women's, the normal snooker. So if you can get out here to watch us at Snooker World in Royal Oak, 713 Mount Albert Road, come and watch. Come and watch. Remembering this is something your own children can play. The expense is minimal because you can normally go into a club or wherever you're going to play and the cues are free. Obviously, like everything else, the better quality of club you need. As you get better, you do want to buy better clubs, etc. Or I suppose I should call them cues. It's a good shot.
94. Sorry, 3.
So he's brought them together, even though they're on a different part of the table. Don't know if he'd be happy with that. Good recovery.
Bolton 107.
Matthew, as you can see, he's past the 2,000 mark. He's on 2,061. Joe Minici's on 442. And seriously, Joe's not playing that bad. It's just that he's not getting any time at the table. Because Matthew's just playing that well. Nice shot, Joe.
8, 10,
30 minutes to go.
12,
And you'd have to say, disappointingly, that Matthew won't get his 1,000 break at this tournament. In fairness, though, it's probably only a matter of time, really. Still a very young man.
10,
Gee, the TAB would have cleaned up if they'd allowed betting for the 1,000 break on this.
20,
Because there was plenty, I think there would have been plenty of people wanting to put bets on that. Nice shot, Joe.
23, 26, 28, 31, 33, 25,
Joe will be hurting because I know he did want to perform better than this. But again, when he goes home, only his pride's going to be broken.
Minici 35,
Be no bones broken. Gee, that's a good shot.
2, 4,
There you go. That's a real Jimmy White, isn't it? Yeah, good recovery. Oh, gee, they're good shots. Jimmy Watt was always famous for his exhibition shots, and to start this break, that's exactly what Matthew's done there at the start. But these are not exhibition now; these are real. These are just your basic clever shots.
15, 18, 21, 23, 23, 24,
Nice putt. Nice putt and position for the cross loser. It's a very good shot, Joseph.
3. 6. 8. 10. 13.
Oh, that's great weight. Great weight. Yeah, that's great exhibition of the whole series of shots there. He was in a lot of trouble, Joe, trying to get things going there. Had to do a couple of real nice get going shots, and he has done. And now he's got his drop cannon for top of the table.
20.
In the meantime, he's picked up 20 odd points.
22.
I think he's looking for the cannon from behind you, or surely not. That's a lovely shot. Whoa. Especially with the new cushions and new cloths, it's hard to control those. You quite often get a slide.
26.
Yeah, be annoyed with that. Glad he wanted the red more to the left. Yeah, just got to push through this.
28.
Yeah, good shot, Joe. Very nice shot. Now we have Mr. Joseph Minici showing us how he plays top of the table.
38.
He's got to rescue an off here. Got to control a red, that's all. Yes. Oh, he just flicked that, didn't he? Did you see his backhand? He just flicked it. Maybe just trying to hold it. This is awkward for Matthew. Yeah. Wow. Wow, what an effort that was. For all you players watching around the world, Matthew's coming to get you. Well, that's a good shot. Look at that. He's looking for the world title this year. See, that's when you show respect for a player. 2,500 points in front. Should I say 1,500 points in front, and you double balk them. Here's another one of those Jimmy White shots. Bad luck, Joe. Clever shot.
6. Matthew Bolton 6.
Nice shot. Very nice shot, Joe. Again, just a little ugly. And again, just a little ugly.
785.
This game sure looks easy when you're watching the good players, doesn't it? Don't forget, those of you that are watching the cricket tomorrow, after the cricket, come into Snooker World and watch some of this snooker that's being played here at Snooker World in Royal Oak. 713 Mount Albert Road. Now the World Championship, the final of the cricket
21.
is on the 29th of September. Now what Sky Sport has done is we will be holding the New Zealand, the Oceania, the final of the snooker champs on that day. So I'm suggesting that the public comes in here to watch this first and then go home to watch the final of the cricket, which is about 5:30. So that's, on memory, I think that's Sunday the 29th of March. Sky Sport has shown the courtesy of playing around snooker.
36. 38. 41.
I'll bet you Brendan McCullum's a very good player, a very good key sport player. I'll bet you he holds a good cue.
36.
Yeah, we should get him into this sometime. We should get him into an exhibition match. We could get him playing Matt Edwards in the pool. Dino Kane in the snooker.
51.
And probably sort of Gary Oliver in the billiards.
54.
He's a sort of guy to appreciate a bit of fun like that too.
56.
But again, if you're all missing the point, he wouldn't know how to play this game.
59.
Not everyone's got a football field on the back of their section. Not everyone's got a full-size swimming pool on the back of their section. But a lot of people
4.
have got full-size or full-size billiard and snooker and or 9-ball tables.
69.
Shania Twain's got a 9-ball table down her property. So I believe she has. That's what my niece was telling me, Mariah.
77. 79. 82. 84.
Just on another 82 here, 85, or 84 I should say. 87,
87.
90,
90.
92,
3. Sorry, 92.
95,
95.
98,
98.
100.
100.
Should we be going like the darts? 100. And he just missed one. I must have put him off. So you see what I mean? Just everything's going ugly for Joe. And of course that's just being cold on the seat. He's going for the cannon here. Watch this.
German 83.
I don't know if he got it. Unfortunately, the referee just took my line of fire. No, he missed that too. Mm.
2.
As I've said before, Joe's lost today.
4.
But guess what? Imagine if he was a boxer and he loses. He's in a hell of a mess. He's lost the game billiards here, and while the morale hurts, make no mistake about it, which I pointed out several times before, you're going to be going to go to a restaurant and not have dinner.
10.
He's going to be in good health.
38. 15.
It's a nice shot. See the side on that ball working, and he's beautifully over the middle pocket to keep the break going. It wasn't ideal, but he's still got a rescue shot here. See, this is a type of game where it's an individual game, a bit like golf. Because with golf you've got 18 pockets, and you've got 3 shots to put in the pocket, whereas in snooker, billiards and pool, you've only got 1 shot to put it. You've virtually got to get a hole in one all the time. I think he got a bit of a kick then. Or maybe because he was forcing it around. Still no favours for Joey. He's giving nothing for Joe to really start with. What a lovely cannon. That's a magnificent cannon. Gee, that's a great recovery, Joseph. Joe's been a multi-time winner of this tournament, and you can see the reason why. Today is just not his day. But he's playing the world number 4, Matthew Bolton. Here he goes. Yellow go behind the black spot, or the bottom spot, whatever names they call him, and now he pots the red and he's at the top of the table. But like I said, it looks easy, but it is not. Just flicking the back of the cue, Joe. There's 4.5 minutes to go here, and it's probably a good time to mention any of you people who want to have a look at or how to play the sport in New Zealand. We have a website called www.nzbsa. Just for the comment too, we have a world recognised IBSF coach. His name is Gary Gillard. Gary isn't a good coach, he's a really good coach. I've personally had some lessons from him, and I got to tell you, he was very, very good. Just helped me through a couple of issues that we have that you don't realise you're putting into your game. And to be truthful, I've got him to thank for winning the New Zealand champs last year in Billiards. That's how much he straightened up my action. But there's lots of comments here too. Gary has started pools for schools in New Zealand, plus snooker in schools. He does do coaching of the young players. And New Zealand currently, thanks to Gary, have 41 official coaches. 41 official snooker coaches. And they're in most areas. Like I say, if you go on the website, I'm not sure if they're all on there, but you can certainly leave a message there for someone from the NZBSA to respond to. And we will more than go out of our way to make sure that you find out who's a coach in your area. Gary has a laser light, a type of a laser light system, and it's brilliant. It shows you, how you're not lined up straight. 2 minutes to go here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Matthew Bolton will be the Oceania champion, second year in a row. Deservedly so too, I know Joe will admit that. Matthew Bolton is currently 2,254, and Joe I think he's just missed the drop. No, he brushed the drop cannon. Joe's just trying to get into the 600 mark here. I don't think he's going to make it. He's only got just over a minute to go, but he's possible to score 20 points a minute here.
26.
So that makes him 570. 572. What a great pot. That's on these new Shender tables.
29.
This is he's showing everyone here who can play, all right. That is sensational recovery. Sensational. Well, I hope you've enjoyed a bit of this broadcast. We've tried to sort of keep you entertained. It's not easy.
40.
But with 46 seconds to go, Joe's just tried something a bit different there. Look how he's got the yellow behind the black spot to give himself a chance to play the red and maybe get top of the table again. Wouldn't even think of that. Seriously, if he was going on here, the clock's going to beat him, but he would get the 600 mark here. That's made it very difficult. He's played one from behind. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Matthew Bolton and the fine competitor Joe Minici. Thanks to all the referees. It's just sensational. Lovely bunch of guys. We're all competitive, make no mistake, but just a nice bunch of people. And that's another nice thing about the sport. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And thanks to Excellence Billiards, if you're wanting anything in pool sports at all, cue sports at all, look up Excellence Billiards on the website and you'll definitely find someone there. Not only that, you've got 2 New Zealand champions looking after you. Matty Edwards, and his wife Marudi. Marudi is the current New Zealand champion, and Matt is the current 9-ball New Zealand champion. Good luck, everybody.